If you looked at Palantir's stock price, which you will do in a minute, and its history, you will see, or maybe even think, that they are in a bit of trouble at the moment. Since IPOing not too long ago, they were once the darling of the stock market, and things have certainly turned on their head. So where could they be heading next? They've got a great product. They're into the producing software for the intelligence counter-terrorism area, so I suppose their growth is sort of linked to government growth, which we know is sort of struggling at the moment as well. So it's an interesting situation for the stock at the moment. So I'm going to take a look at the technical analysis, and I'm going to throw in a few trade ideas as well, and hopefully try and see where that stock price may be heading next. So with that, let's get on with the analysis. So into the weekly line chart, then we can see on the left that substantial growth after their IPO going live date October 2020, up nearly 300%. Then some very choppy sideways action till sort of mid to late 21, and then it's been a downhill ride ever since, now breaking new all-time lows, down just over 70%. You can see all the volume there on the right hand side, much higher up around that $25 mark. That's where most of it sits. Down at these levels it's more around sort of $11 area, so might be some short-term upside there, but at the moment it's really pulling its way down, setting at record lows. If you are bullish and you want to get in long, especially in the shorter term, where could you do so? Well, the 4-line break chart's giving us a couple of numbers around $9.50 and $10.25. So there's a couple of entry points for you to think about if you are bullish. Now onto the daily hike in ASHI. Now regular viewers might spot that I've made a few subtle changes. Well, I've had a bit of a tidy up and incorporated the probability power box calculator up there more prominently, and I've sort of messed around with the indicators at the bottom. I've now got a faster DMI cross and a slower one, and it's going to give me my trend direction and shorter term possible entry cross points back in if needs be. And at the moment both of those are bearish. We've still got the same volume and volatility there. You can see volatility crashing on upwards nearly to 175%, way above its long-term average. Volume not really following suit, did spike briefly around earnings but then settling back in under its longer term average. If we head on to the price, the probability box is giving us a 94.7% chance of an increase in the price, but we have to tie that in with the other variables of the tool, and at the moment the red trend bands are negative, but we do have that institutional support around that red dashed line there, which is a good, maybe sort of stabilization point for the price before reversing. So we've got a couple of positives there, but that trend still negative, so it negates the possible upside trade at the moment. We've also got a sell signal on the 2 pink line box breakout set up as well. So picture for me still pretty bearish. So onto the Renko chart, used a 40 cents block size. Our signals are a bit of a mixed bag at the moment. At the bottom, the DMI giving us a trend that is negative. Our 2 shorter term indicators both bullish, but then the 2 pink line box breakout giving us a sell as well. So really it's a neutral, weak bearish sort of feel. In terms of trends, obviously down, and targets downside, well really it's into the low single digit dollar figures if it breaks down through, reverses through that recent low. And then to the upside, if things can recover, 20, 30, mid to early $40 would be some pretty decent upside targets, but at the moment it's all still looking a bit bearish. So some trade ideas for you then. Well, if you're using CFD spread bets, I'll leave that up to you where you want to take it, to the long or short side. But if you're thinking about using options, jumped into my broker first trade, playing with options play wizard, and come up with a few ideas for you. Quite tricky to do on Palantir where their price is at the moment, but if you are bullish, you're thinking they're going to recover, then there's some good value there in the calls at the moment. I've picked the first one there, which is the buying of the July 15th 10 delta call. So it's about 10 strike call. It's about 37 delta. So like I say, it's got enough time there for it to work, and the price has certainly been playing around the 10 area. It's just got to fill that gap, and it could certainly be a good trade. Now I've got hypothetical $1,000 in this account, and that trade is going to cost you only $37 for one call there. So like I say, pretty good value. Now if that price does go up, as we can see, you can make a pretty decent return on that investment. Price goes up to $12, it's a near 400% return, $151 profit. Very nice. Then we've got two spread trades next. So this is if you're a bit weak bullish or weak bearish, can't really decide, but you want to have a play. Then we've got this bullish put spread in the middle there. It's the 6-7 strikes, and it doesn't make you much. It's $16 of income. Both of these, by the way, are income trades. Max risk $84. It's an okay trade. High probability of happening, about 72-73%. So likelihood of it working is quite high. Something to think about if you want to make some income. And then on the flip side of that, another income trade using calls, the 9-11 strikes. Both, by the way, given them about a month to expiry, and we can see there right on the right hand side that will net us $31. Again, not a lot, but high probability of occurring, and that will make money if the price falls down. And we can see we get 100% return around the break even, about $9.33. So some trade ideas for you to think about. So into the scoring then, Palantir, a bearish overall technical score, not looking that great still, just holding off at the moment at those sort of lows, thinking where it's going to go next. In the top right, some bullish entry points for you. Heikin-Ashi, all bearish. I've added a new probability power score set up there, just to make it easier to analyse the data. Now that red, green, red, that is the three variables that I look at: the percentage, then the trend, and then that institutional red dashed line. So at the moment it's bullish, bearish, bullish, so that to me says stay out, and the odds of the price going up, if it could all turn green, 94.7%. And Renko below that, all bearish as well. Into the targets, well, obviously there's some decent upside to have because it can't go much lower. 2.16, 4.38 to 1 to the upside, and to the downside 1 to 1 and 1.28 to 1. But overall, it's not looking great for Palantir. So not looking too great for Palantir, especially in terms of technicals. I don't know what fundamentals they've got hidden away that can reverse their current situation. Let me know in the comments below if you know anything more about the Palantir situation that you'd like to share with us. Let us know also where you think that stock price is heading next. And if you've got any other stocks or any other markets that matter you want me to have a look at, please drop those in the comments below and I'll see what I can put together for you. Well, if you've liked today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons to receive future notification of content I will be producing. And all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching. Good luck with the trading. I'll see you in the next video.